Overall marks of paper 1 are 110, and it is divided into paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 has 60 marks, and paper 2 has, which is reading paper, it has 50 marks. Paper 1 is further divided into two parts. Section 1 is directed writing, and section 2 is creative writing. Okay. Now, if you look at the board, the paper is divided into two parts. Paper 1 is divided into two parts like this: directed writing and creative writing. Directed writing task is compulsory. There is no choice. You can be given any type of directed writing task. The most frequent is letter writing. It can be formal letter or informal letter. Then the second is report writing, and the third is speech writing, and the fourth one is article writing. When we come to directed writing task, it is a bit difficult because you do not have any choice. But when we come to creative writing task, there are, I have to rub it off. In the creative writing part, there will be three different types of writing. Descriptive writing, there will be one question of descriptive writing, and then narrative writing, which is also story writing. There will be two questions, and then two questions again about argumentative writing. Okay? Now please, why the writing paper is so important? You have to keep in your mind that writing paper or paper 1 is very crucial because it is a test of your skills that you have already learned. It will check your spelling, it will check your grammar, it will check your exposure to reading, it will check everything. Okay? Therefore, paper 1 is very, very important. And when we come to creative writing task, especially narrative writing, most of the candidates generally attempt narrative writing. But please make it sure that there is no discrimination against any type of writing. Some people, some students, some candidates, they are very good at description. Some students are very good at argument, and there are majority of the candidates or students, they go for narrative writing because they believe or they think that they can do it easily. Okay. Then When we come to narrative writing, the choice of the question will be very important. The most important thing to remember is go for a topic which is very clear to you, which you understand fully and which is very clear to you. Okay? And when we come to narrative writing, many candidates, many students generally ask the question how the grade is awarded. Okay, what the examiner is looking for in your work, or what are the assessment criteria. Okay. When we come to assessment criteria, the first thing which the examiner will be focusing on is mechanical accuracy. How accurate your work is. Please, by mechanical accuracy, we mean the grammar, the spelling, and punctuation. So these three things will be looked into. Grammar, whether the grammar is correct, there are not many mechanical mistakes or grammar mistakes, then spelling and punctuation. When we come to how the examiner will mark your work or checks your work, he or she is going to underline each and every mistake. For example, if there are minor mistakes, for example, a very difficult word is wrongly spelled, he will put single line. And if it is a serious mistake, for example, a mistake in the use of tense, then he will draw 2 lines. It means it is a serious mistake. Then he will also be checking your spelling. You are good at spelling. And in this respect, please do remember, they do not deduct marks in this respect. For example, if you make 20 spelling mistakes, how many marks to be deducted? This is not their style. They look at your work holistically. They look at overall performance. There may be many mistakes, but still a candidate can get A grade or maybe a higher grade. And the next thing is content. Next assessment criteria is content. By content, we mean whether you are writing on the same topic that is given. For example, sometimes what happens, the candidates, they twist the topic and write something that they have prepared or they have read somewhere. If your topic or your question or your attempt does not fit in with the topic, you cannot be given a very good grade. Therefore, please read the question twice to make it sure you fully understand what it means. Sometimes there can be difficult questions, and sometimes students make mistake in understanding them. For example, a few years back, there was a topic the topic said that write a story on the topic about nobody knew why she failed to turn up. And unluckily, many candidates did not understand the meaning of this phrasal verb, turn up, which actually meant to appear or to come up. Therefore, please, once again, I advise you, do not write on a topic which you do not understand. Okay? And always make it sure that the topic which you are selecting is very clear to you. Okay? Then the next assessment criteria is dear students, your vocabulary is very, very important when you are expressing something. If you have learned good vocabulary through your reading exposure, you will be at a great advantage in your paper. And please listen, one more thing. Just using the words for the sake of their, you may say, it is not a kind of garnishing. You shouldn't use words carelessly. Make it sure you are using the words very effectively, meaningfully, and the words you use fit in very well. There are some students who prepare, you may say, a few hundred words, and then they use in the paper a bit carelessly, and the result naturally is that the effect is not as it is intended. It is weak. The students are not able to express themselves very effectively. Then please, one more thing. If you learn a few hundred describing words, for example, adjectives and adverbs, then you will be at a great advantage to express your ideas or your writing. Okay? Then please listen. Another very important assessment criteria is sentence structure or sentence variation. At your level, you should be able to use all different types of sentences. For example, simple sentences, compound sentences, or complex sentences. There should not be repetition of same types of sentences. If you keep on using simple sentences, it will have a very monotonous, dull, boring impact on the reader. Therefore, it is advised that you should be able to write all different types of questions, sentences. Now, another very important area is idiom or English idioms. Listen, just using idioms after learning them is not effective. Only those of you will be able to write idiomatic English who are exposed to reading. Therefore, again and again, all the examiners lay stress, they emphasize that you should improve your reading, improve your language skills through reading. And in this respect, you can learn a few hundred, maybe phrasal verbs or idioms, but please do not use them carelessly. They are not for decoration. They are not for impressing the examiner, because examiners say that you cannot impress the examiner. Okay? And then the next very important assessment criteria is listen, whenever you get your paper or whenever you are given any assignment which has multiple choice or which has a few different choices, spend some time, think over the options and make the right choice. Make the right choice. Always go for the topic which is very clear to you. When you are planning, please, when you are planning your narrative writing, there are a few areas which you have to keep in your mind. Setting of the story. Please listen, always set your story in a in a familiar always set your story in a familiar background. There is no advantage of taking your story to a foreign country or to another area. Always plan well, and the next important assessment criteria is organization. Always organize your work properly, how you are going to set your or develop your plot, how will be the setting, how the conflict will rise, how the plot will get interested, how different parts of the plot will develop towards the end. And then another very important assessment criteria is paragraphing. Many students ask this question that should we paragraph our work? The simple answer is that all continuous writing is paragraphed. And another question, very important, how many paragraphs? Please listen. In creative writing or story writing, there are no rules and there is no limit to the number of paragraphs. There can be 10 or there can be as many paragraphs as possible. And one more thing, when you are writing, please, wherever you are writing your story and you want to introduce the speech of a character, the best way is to set it out. For example, you are writing a story. Now please listen. Here what is happening in a context, the background of this story is that something very, very crucial, important happened on that day. Because the word fateful means something which is very, just you may say, which changes something altogether. Okay? And here, if you have introduced speech, the best way is to go to the next line. Do not introduce your speech or you do not use your speech within the sentences. Set it out. So what you have to do, you have to set the speech out. Write it separately. Do not write the speech within your writing. Okay? Now listen, please. Very often, a very important question comes, what we should write. And in this respect, examiners have given many guidelines what you have to write. For example, if you are writing a narrative writing, the examiners give you the following outlines, or you may say guidelines. Number one, the most important thing is always write about things you know. Sometimes what happens, some students, they write about another culture, another country about which they do not know. For example, they use foreign names. For example, they use foreign names and they set their story in a foreign land, but the story is about their own culture, their own country. So please do not do this. Always write about things you know very well. Okay? Then another thing that the examiner advises is write about real people. When you create characters of your story, present them, or you may characterize them in a way that the reader begins to feel that he is familiar with that person, or perhaps he has met such a person somewhere else. So it is always advised writing about real people with to write about real people, people with weaknesses and strengths. Okay. Another very important guideline is write from the inside of your character. Writing from inside means that what are their desires, what are their disappointments, what are their dreams, how they feel about other people, how they react to society, how they react to the traditions of the society. You may say, if you write from the inside of a character, there can be so many things which the person is planning, which the person wants to do, or which the person has not been able to achieve. Okay, and the next please listen, this is the most important part. Any story becomes great when there is conflict in the story. By conflict, we mean when a person is not well set in a situation. He is not satisfied. He is perhaps not satisfied with his own self, with society, with people around him, with traditions, with cultures, with religions. When he is in a condition when he is not sure what to do. And in the words of William Shakespeare, when he is in a state, at a stage in his life when he does not know to be or not to be, whether he should do something or whether he should not do something. And please listen. Okay, students, we are going to have a 5 minutes break. And during this break, you have some time to make some questions, or if you have any queries or any other, you may say, question, you can note it down, and later on after 5 minutes when we meet again, we can discuss them. Thank you very much.